A woman's body is not just a physical structure. It is an emotional system, a psychological mirror, and a deeply intelligent biological design. Many men think they understand women by observing their behavior, but true understanding begins when you recognize how her mind and body work together as one powerful unit. The first thing men rarely realize is that a woman's body responds to emotional safety before anything else. Her heartbeat, her breathing pattern, her ability to relax, even her willingness to open up, these things don't activate through charm or appearance alone. They activate when she feels safe, when she feels respected, when she feels like the space around her isn't judging her, but receiving her. Men are often surprised to learn that a woman's nervous system is wired to pick up emotional signals faster than physical ones. If you make her feel emotionally stable, her entire body shifts toward you naturally. Another misunderstood fact is her intuition. Men sometimes laugh at it, fear it, or get confused by it. But biologically, a woman's brain reads micro-expressions, tone changes, and behavior patterns stronger than the average man. It's not magic, it's psychology. Her intuition is her built-in protection system. It warns her when something feels off, and it relaxes her when someone's energy is genuine. If a man thinks he can hide his true intentions, a woman's body often detects the truth long before her mind processes it. Then there's stress, a major factor men underestimate. Psychological studies show that stress affects a woman's body far more quickly than a man's. Her hormones shift, her energy drops, her emotions intensify, and her communication style changes. She is not being dramatic, her body is reacting to overload. What shocks most men is how deeply a calm environment influences her physical health. A peaceful tone can slow her heartbeat. A reassuring sentence can reduce her anxiety. Your emotional energy is not just heard, it is felt in her body. A woman also bonds through meaningful attention, not random interest. Her body reacts to the quality of connection. When she feels seen, her brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. When she feels ignored or dismissed, that same hormone drops and she emotionally disconnects. Most men don't realize how powerful consistent attention is. It's not expensive, not complicated, just presence, patience, and genuine interest. Another shocking fact is how her hormones shape her mood, decisions, and attachments. Not in an unstable way, but in a deeply intelligent one. Her hormones help her analyze security, trustworthiness, comfort, and long-term compatibility. When her hormones shift, her emotional needs shift. She isn't confusing. She is responding to her internal system. Understanding this gives men a respectful insight into how incredibly adaptive her body truly is. And finally, the deepest truth, a woman's heart remembers experiences long after her mind tries to move on. Her body holds memories, both beautiful and painful. That's why kindness stays with her. That's why disrespect stays with her. Her emotional memory is not weakness. It is strength. It helps her decide who deserves access to her and who does not. A woman's body responds to emotional safety before physical connection, and this single psychological truth explains more about female behavior than most men realize. When a woman interacts with someone, her nervous system instantly scans the environment for emotional signals, not physical ones. Men often think attraction starts with looks, confidence, or charm, but for a woman, the first reaction happens deeper. Her heartbeat, her breathing, her sense of ease, her tone, and even her ability to think clearly depend on the emotional climate she feels around a man. Emotional safety is not about being soft or overly gentle. It is about creating a space where her nervous system can relax instead of defend itself. When she senses emotional safety, her body naturally becomes more open, present, and connected because her mind no longer feels threatened. Women possess a highly sensitive nervous system designed by psychology and biology to detect emotional authenticity. If a man approaches her with confidence but hides manipulation beneath it, she feels the disconnection. If he speaks kindly but carries insecurity or aggression in his tone, she feels the tension. If he seems charming but carries inconsistent energy, her body senses the instability. These reactions are not conscious choices. They are subconscious survival mechanisms activated by her limbic system. Her body reacts before her logic does, and because of this, emotional safety becomes the foundation of any connection she forms. When she feels emotionally safe, her body shifts out of protection mode and into connection mode, allowing her to be expressive, affectionate, warm, and trusting. Without emotional safety, her body shuts down even if she finds the man physically attractive. Men are often shocked when they learn how deeply emotional signals shape a woman's physical experience. For example, if a man speaks with patience, her cortisol levels drop naturally. If he listens without interrupting, her breathing becomes slower and calmer. If he maintains a relaxed tone, her nervous system mirrors that calmness. If he communicates honestly, her psychological barriers soften. She becomes more receptive not because she is weak, but because her biology is responding to an environment of safety. Women are designed to attach only when their emotional security feels protected. This is why a woman may lose interest in a man who rushes physical connection without building emotional trust. Her body simply cannot activate desire when her mind feels uncertain. Emotional safety also influences the way she interprets a man's presence. When he is consistent, her body relaxes. When he is unpredictable, her body becomes alert, releasing stress hormones that push her away. When he communicates clearly, she feels grounded. When he avoids expressing himself, she begins to overthink. This is not overreaction, it is neurological pattern recognition. Her brain naturally fills in gaps in communication because her psychology is wired to protect her from uncertainty. This is why emotional safety is so powerful. It gives her mind peace and her body permission to connect. Another deep psychological fact is how emotional safety affects her ability to bond. When she feels secure, her brain releases oxytocin, the bonding chemical which strengthens her trust, empathy, and emotional connection toward the man. Oxytocin also lowers stress, increases emotional clarity, and deepens intimacy. But when she feels emotionally unsafe, her oxytocin levels drop and her brain switches into self-protection, causing her to detach, question, or distance herself. A man might assume she is being cold or dramatic, but in truth, her body is responding to an emotional environment that doesn't feel stable. Men often underestimate how quickly a woman's body interprets emotional signals. A slight change in tone, a careless word, an inconsistent action, or emotional pressure can shift her entire physiological response. She may become quiet not because she is angry, but because her nervous system is overwhelmed. She may seem emotional not because she wants attention, but because her body is processing signals at a deeper level. Emotional safety allows her to communicate without fear, express herself without hesitation, and attach without anxiety. This is why a woman often says she values kindness, understanding, or emotional maturity more than physical attraction. Her body knows that emotional safety determines long-term compatibility more than anything else. When she feels safe, her energy becomes softer, her presence becomes warmer, and her connection becomes deeper. She begins to open her world bit by bit because her psychology tells her she is protected. Men who understand this unlock a level of connection that goes far beyond surface attraction. They realize that stability is attractive, respect is attractive, patience is attractive, attentiveness is attractive. These qualities don't impress her mind, they relax her body. In the end,